Welcome to episode 21 of That One Podcast with the Rob Brown. It is episode 21. Like I said, this is an experimental podcast.
Welcome to episode 21 of That One Podcast. It is me, the Rob Brown, and how are you? I spell it R-O-B and brown like the color. That was awkward, am I right? Yeah, so how y'all doing? I'm doing fantastic today. I'm here, I'm chilling, I'm vibing out. Weird week for me because my family is out and about, so I have the place to myself. Weird, so I get to be as loud and enthusiastic as possible, which is my favorite part of this podcast. So I hope you're doing well, because I am. I'm actually doing pretty good. And I say that because I'm doing open mics again, people. I'm so glad about that. Open mics, people. Open mics. Round of applause for open mics. Yes. And no money. No, I'm just kidding. I'm getting paid now. Meaning I'm getting paid by a job. So, you know, people, we're getting paid from a job. Come on. We're no longer a starving artist. We're just a hungry artist. Thanks, Mom. I say that thanks, Mom, because, you know, that was just from a deep conversation that we had. Won't get into it because that's not what the podcast is for. The podcast is for telling about what's going on in life, and me. The important thing is that I'm back doing open mics. I'm so excited doing open mics again because I talked about it here. I missed it so much. And so it's been, this past week I did 3. And I used to do them every single day, but I can't do that because of job situation. And so you got to work with what you have. And all 3 have been nothing but good. And I say that because I just want to be on stage. I don't care if I get laughs. Don't care if the jokes don't go right. If I mess up, if I go, blah, 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 you know, like if I, because people do that sometimes when they're trying to get through their words and they can't. So I take open mics very differently. And I say that because a lot of people go to practice. I gotta practice my material. Hey, what's the deal with airplanes? You know, shit like that. You know, what's the deal with airplanes? What's the deal with money? What's the deal with my president? You know, dumb shit like that, people. And you don't really need... Like, I'll go and I'll do material. I did the same type of material that, like, at the same 3, you know? Because I used to go and be like, yeah, man, like, I'm going to go and I'm going to do the same thing over and over again. No. Open mics again. I'm doing open mics again. Da-da! There we go. We're out there doing open mics, people. Out there and about. I'm out there doing open mics for people. Yeah, that's right. Gotta stare the people down when you do the open mics. Who are these comics? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, people. You don't stare down people at open mics. That's weird. I hope the levels are well on this. Because, like, I don't want to be too loud. Don't want to be too quiet. I think my levels on here are just a little too loud. But that's all right, people. Behind the scenes while it's going on. So the 3 I went to Dingo's Den by a man named Chris Park. Shout out Chris Park. We'll give him a little round of applause. Shout out Chris Park. It was a really good mic. I haven't gone to that one in a while. I've gone to that one. This is my second time going to it, and a good amount of people were there. And, you know, I was the third to last person to go. So I got to see how the crowd was, got to see what the mood was. And the mood is, you get excited in the beginning. Hey, how's it going, everybody? And everyone's like, yeah, another comic. Yeah, another comic. And then, what's the deal with America?
What?
You know, like crap like that. So, to me, when I go to open mics, it's about getting everyone involved. So then everyone feels like a community, everyone feels like a crowd. And I had a lot of fun at Dingo's Den. I did material about Walmart, what's going on there. I did material about how I was applying for jobs, and I got some laughs, people. So, and this time around, it's about staying present on stage, because I've talked about it. I used to get loaded before going on stage. I would have beer. I would smoke some weed, brother. And I would just go absolutely berserk. Try to go like, boom, try to be the loudest person in the room, so then everybody would have their eyes on me. So I'd be like, what's up, everybody? Yeah, what's going on? This is going on in my life. I work in radio. You know, I used to be all crazy. And I learned that I couldn't keep him just from being on stage. I was trying to be that person who I was on stage constantly. And from watching a lot of documentaries about comedians who used to do stuff like that, who would just not turn off after being on stage, they would burn out and die pretty much. They would die, not really a round of applause for that. They would die. So I didn't want to die, And so my new tactic is I allow myself, for however long I am on stage, I get to be Rob Brown. That's the difference. There's a difference between me. There's Robert, the guy who's off stage, the guy who isn't on camera like this for the podcast, and then there's Rob Brown, the guy who I am right now, Rob Brown. Yeah. Ba-da-da-ba-ba. And I learned that you can't do that all the time, and when it's there, it's, oh my God, does it feel great to be on stage. It feels so much better, because then I get to just be the stage guy, get to be, performing. And these times at open mics, you only get like 5 minutes. So I got to be him for 5 minutes on Monday, and it was a lot of fun. I also like the feeling of driving home and blasting some music, maybe talk to my girlfriend and say, yeah, I did well. Yeah, I did well. Yeah, I did well. Like your drive home's like, no, not that one. Yeah! I just did my open mic! Holy shit! Yeah! We're like, yeah! That's how I felt on Monday. I was like, oh, it's back, baby! Start spreading the news. I'm killing it today. Shit like that. And after that Monday, I was like, I have to do this again. Like, I have to do it again. I can't do it once a week, because once a week, it just won't get me anywhere. I want to practice more. I want to not practice like, what's the deal of like, hey, did you guys ever think this is funny? Like, no, I wanted to practice literally like it's show day again. Because a lot of people, when they go to open mics, they go just to be on stage and like, this is the joke that I wrote, and this is the joke, and I don't think it's funny, so you're not gonna think it's funny, so I'm not presenting it great, so yeah, that's the end of that joke. You gotta be, to me, at an open mic, you have to perform like you would on stage at a show. Because it's the same thing. You're doing it on stage. This time it's in front of a crowd that actually wants to laugh. When you're at open mics, it's comics who are terrified of being on stage and nervous about their act, so they're not really paying attention. And that's not anything against people who are doing open mics. Because I'm the same way, like I'll laugh a little bit. I'll give my, I won't be on my phone. People will be on their phone, looking at their notes when it's just like looking at Instagram or X or whatever you're on. Facebook Reels, maybe, as I hear Facebook Reels is becoming a huge thing. So I had to go to another one, and I went to Catch a Rising Star on Wednesday. It's a place that I go to all the time for not open mics, but shows. I got a foot in the door there from my homie Steve Trevelise. Give a shout out to Steve Trevelise, my man. And so they started doing open mics from my girl Jay Joshi, my boy Eric Potts. A big shout out to them as well. Good shout out to them. A little round of applause, crowd, please. Thank you. And you could tell the vibe was a little bit different because it's in an actual comedy club. The lights are down. The lights are just on you. So it's a way more of a vibe of like, the shit is real at this one. And I like that. I like that because it not only makes you more nervous, but it makes you care more about being there. And I went, it was an hour drive after work, but it was worth it because I wanted to be on stage for those 5 minutes. And did kind of the same material of Walmart and applying to jobs. It kind of worked. But I didn't record the set, so I haven't been recording sets. So I don't really remember how that one went. It was a little bit more of like kind of laughs and, pulling stuff out of my ass. Cause like at open mics, you got to pull stuff out of your ass sometimes. Sometimes the official material isn't going to work. So you just improv a little bit. I like doing that. I like improving because then it's like me like painting a picture, because people say that as well. They paint a picture while they're on stage. So I was painting a picture on stage, and people were really, really liking it. At those, you're not going to get as many laughs because people are shitting themselves before going on stage, or they've already gone on stage, so they don't give a shit anymore, and they're just waiting for it to end. So that one, I just had fun, and that one I want to be there because at the end you also put your name in for this is a good thing for I'll give a plug to this one as well, because you put your name in a jar, and if you get picked, you get to do a spot on that weekend show. So I didn't get picked. I didn't get picked. It's all right. That's okay. I didn't get picked. But that's okay. Some other friends of mine got picked, which was good. I hope they did well. And I just want to do that one again. That's another one that I would love to go to again, because it's a different feeling. So we'll get to the difference of, sorry, my phone was in my pocket and it was just flopping out. The difference of those, of going to like a bar open mic and a and a comedy club open mic are just a little bit different. Bar, a little bit loose. Sometimes you get drunk people who are like, you know, who, that's my impression of people heckling you while you're on stage. And that happened on Friday, because that was my third mic I went to. I wanted to go to City Lounge on Thursday. I didn't have enough time to go. I'm sorry. That's another one done by my boy Chris Park. And the one on Friday, it's at Pizza Town, USA. It's with my boy Jonathan Justin. I almost said his name wrong. I'm so sorry, Jonathan, because people call him Justin Jonathan, and I feel bad when that happens to him. But he's my boy. Shout out Jonathan Justin. He puts on a fantastic show with his buddies. His buddies, Matt, Carlos, and Will, they are great guys as well. Shout out to them. Shout out to Friday Night Live. That is a great vibe. It's like a late night show done at a pizzeria, and I fucking loved it. Yep, I dropped that bomb. Boom. Yeah. Drop that bomb. Yeah. I don't think I have a boom. Nope. Okay, I don't. I like that one because I've always gone to that one. I love the Pizza Town USA mic. I've been doing it for over a year. I have been taking a break from it because I was nervous of drinking around there. You know, some people used to smoke there sometimes. You know, it was a good time. It was a good time had by all. But I instead had some Coca-Cola. Wasn't nervous for it because there was a rowdy crowd there, so I wanted to be there for the rowdy crowd, and then they left before I can go on stage. At these types of mics, you get those. So the bar crowds of open mics, you will get people who will heckle you. This is open mics in New Jersey. These are people who are like, funny, huh? Yeah, you call yourself funny, huh? Yeah? You call yourself funny? Then do a joke. Tell me a joke right now. I want to hear material, not politics. That was a big thing that was happening. People were doing politic jokes, and a dude walked out from it. He fucking walked. He walked out because, oh man, just too many politic jokes. And it was like, dude, that's how some people relate to others. They will do jokes like that so then they can get someone to either like him or someone to laugh because they relate to their politics. And that's why I don't do it, because I don't want to get that guy who's like, hey, tell an actual joke, huh? Hey, tell me a funny joke, come on. I would rather get them in and have the conversation with them so then it sounds like I'm having a real conversation with them, but I'm not. I am making them a part of the show. And that's what I did. A kid took a phone call in the middle of my set, so I made him a part of it. And his buddy, his brother that he was on the mic with, wanted to get on the mic immediately. Oh, let me say some crazy shit. And it's like, fuck you, dude. No. Dropped another bomb. Dropped another one. Sorry. Dropped it. You know, I'd rather do that because then it gets people to be a part of what I'm doing. You see what I'm doing here? It's a group of strangers who are coming for the same thing, to laugh. So if I'm able to make everyone feel like they're a part of the show and laughing, then that's a win-win situation. They will like me. They will like what's going on in the show. So instead of me saying, like, you have to laugh at my jokes, you know, like, oh, this is the stuff that I brought to you, and hopefully you'll laugh at it. I'm bringing them to there so then they laugh at maybe themselves or laugh at another audience member. It's crowd work, people. People hate crowd work. Real comics hate crowd work because it's like, hey, does anybody have a big dick in the house? I don't say that. But things will go on and the crowd will, react to one thing, and then I'll write down the notes of what's going on, and you work off of that. So then you try to have conversation with the people. That's what it's all about. What just happened? Oh my God, you're on the phone? Who are you on the phone with? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's fantastic. Thanks for taking a phone call during my damn set. So, I missed it so much. I missed ending my night that way. It was since 2024, that has been like my favorite thing. And I'm learning that I don't need to have that liquid courage, is what I'm saying. You don't need to have the liquid courage of drinking and smoking, which is more of like a, lung courage, I would say, mental courage of it. Because I could still be that person, Rob Brown, on stage. Ooh, voice crack. On stage. And still bring a good time. I love public speaking. It's something I've been doing since I was 12. My mom had a conversation with the person this past week who got me into public speaking and said, You're the one who's made him unemployed. You're the one who got him to do this. You're the one who made himself call himself a starving artist. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to Mr. Altman. Shout out to him. He is a good guy. He taught me that I can do this. You could take control of a crowd by talking about stuff that you really want to talk about. Talk about things that make you feel comfortable. That was something that I gave advice to someone this past week. This kid went up and he felt a little uncomfortable about what he was talking about. I could tell. He wants that, shock feeling. Oh my God, he worked there. Oh my God. Oh man. What you need to do is make it feel comfortable. Like, yeah, I worked at this place. You got to take... It's that stupid thing of what a teacher used to say of, this person's holding the pen, so they're in charge of the conversation. And for me, that's what I'm doing. I'm taking the pen and I'm making it mine. That's what you have to do. I'm making it mine. I am the louder voice in this conversation. You do not have a microphone. You do not have something that is amplifying what you're saying. So if someone is talking back, I always have the last word. I always do. And I will always have the last word because I have the microphone. I don't care what you're going to say. You're going to say I'm a shitty comedian? Great. You are a shitty audience member. I'm using the bell today, man. Using the Undertaker bell today. I like it. So I really missed having that in my life. I really did. I like watching Survivor with my parents at the end of the night, but if I want to do public speaking in my life, I have to go out and do open mics. It's practice. It's practice of being in front of people, whether if it's I'm talking in front of 5 people or I'm talking in front of, 30 people or 40 people or how many people. That's why I'm doing a live show at the Fat Moose August 23rd at 2 p.m. I hope to see you there because that's what makes me happy. You have to find things that make you happy, people. Smart choice things that make you happy. Frisbee golf. I do that. So many different things that, can give you something that say, hey, today might have been a crappy day at work, or today may have been, a crappy situation that I got into an argument with someone, but I did this, and that's what makes me happy, because we dwell on as people, we dwell on, this one, like, today was a great day, but this 15 minutes that I had with this person was horrible. And it's like you're dwelling on the shit you took last week. Why? Because it hurts. And so that's what I try to do about the small moments in life as well. This may have happened today. I may have had a conversation with this person. They may have said some bad things behind my back that I know about, but I went on stage and I did this. And that's what makes me happy, because I did this today. I made my bed. I did my homework. I sent out those emails that I wanted to send out. I helped someone out at work. You know, I helped that old lady get a charger that she needed. Hopefully it's the right one, because she had no idea. That happens a lot at work, I'll tell you that. Jesus Christ. So many people come in, I need this for my phone, a charger. And it's like, do you know what phone you have? No.
What?
Yeah, and that's what I say. Right, Little John? So I will be going back to open mics. I cannot wait to give more of what is going on, of what I'm doing at open mics, because it's just beautiful. I love it. Not to whisper. I love going to open mics because it's so much fun. And do something fun for yourself. It's ASMR. People don't like ASMR, but I like open mics. What's good? It is time for 5 minutes of pro wrestling. What are these lights things here? It's kind of cool. But anyway, time for 5 minutes of pro wrestling. Let's start in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so SummerSlam just happened, and I'm going to say my take that a lot of people don't like. Well, a lot of people aren't understanding it at first, and that is that SummerSlam is becoming just as good as WrestleMania. Now, hear me out. I know WrestleMania has its big things to it, which is, you know, it's the biggest show of the year. It's the Super Bowl of professional wrestling, all that stuff. But the presentation of WrestleMania is big, but the matches are becoming so much better for SummerSlam in the past 2 years. It's kind of freaking me out. Kevin Owens came back for a #1 contendership for the WWE Championship, and now it's going to be CM Punk versus Kevin Owens. My God, the promos, it's going to be insane. I cannot wait for that. So many new crown champions. Chelsea Green, Women's WWE Champion. Who else? Chad Gable is now the Intercontinental Champion. Who else? Damn, I'm blanking. But there's a lot new people who are champions, and to me it's like that should be happening at WrestleMania. All these things should be happening at WrestleMania. I mean, Liv Morgan, still the champion. Roman Reigns, also still the champion, but brought a fantastic main event. I was tired when I was watching it, so I kind of feel bad. But it was just a love letter to the Shield and what they were. That match was supposed to be at WrestleMania, and it didn't come through. Just the booking just wasn't right. So, man, SummerSlam is just pulling off to be a better show. And I mean, I went last year. I went to SummerSlam Night 2 in New Jersey, New York at MetLife Stadium, and I got to see John Cena's like true nice last match. Like One of them, which was John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, which was the match that everybody wanted at that WrestleMania. That's what I'm saying here, people, is that it can be... They're hurting themselves. I tried to lean back, but look at this when it's leaned back like I'm barely in the shot. There's only so much that they can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, because WrestleMania, I feel like, yes, it's overhyped, and they're doing so much for it for Unreal, and that's a whole other discussion. Unreal, I like it and dislike it. I like it because, like, all of the stuff that gets leaked during that time happens to be in Unreal. So it's literally them just explaining, oh yeah, all this stuff did happen. So that's just for me being a true pro wrestling fan. Man, not really much for the 5 minutes of pro wrestling this time around. Just SummerSlam occurring. I didn't go perfect score from last week of SummerSlam. I got the Bella Twins wrong. I got Danhausen wrong with the Human Monies. I got... What else did I get wrong? I'd have to look back because there's another one that I got wrong. Oh, yes. It was the Usos, like the Bloodline, versus LA Knight, Royce Keys, and I forget who else, but they won. Royce Keys, LA Knight, and Solo Sikoa, who did his own yeet. Give that man some props, please. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot him. Well, that was 5 minutes of professional wrestling. Not a little bit low-key this time around, but don't worry. We've still got a lot more to the show, and that's what we're going to bring you to. So let's get back to the program.
What is in the bag? That's right, we are doing another What's in the Bag because I like doing What's in the Bag, and it also allows me to tell stories of what is a part of my life, you know? So I got some things from my room that will be able to explain a little bit about myself. So what's in the bag? Let's get this bag. Don't. What's in the bag? Boom, boom, boom. What should we pull out first? Boom, boom, boom. A baseball glove. So I used to play baseball for a very long time, and this thing right here, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do the sound effects with this, but this bad boy, I used to play baseball for 10 years. I played baseball for 10 years, 2005 to 2016, so technically like 11 years. Everybody played baseball when I was younger. Everybody. I'm talking baseball. Yep. Here, let's play the baseball song. Nope. Hey, New York Yankees! Baseball! Baseball! Yeah! Strike one! Strike two! Strike three! You're out! It was a big thing. Kids used to play in the rec league, and you would play, you would get a team, so specific years, you would be a minor league team. I was the Thunderbirds one year. Some kids were River Cats. Some random, minor league AA team. And some other years you would be major league teams. So like Texas Rangers, I was one year. I was the Detroit Tigers, New York Yankees, blah, blah, blah. But the big thing was making the travel team. And this is why I have a little bit of trauma. I say that because for many years, I didn't make the team. So it created a lot of winning perspective and wanting to be on the team and wanting to, wow, we're getting deep here for some reason. Oh my God. No, we're not getting emotional. Stop. I'm not getting emotional. I'm not tearing up. I'll show you my eyes. I'll flip the hat like Ken Griffey Jr. because I think you've seen that enough of Assholes Live Forever. So you had to make the travel team and you would represent your town, and it was a very like who knows who situation. So no matter how good you were, no matter how bad you were, you got on the team because you were friends with this person. And I wasn't one of those people, so I didn't make the team until I was around 12. And so that was around like 3 or 4 years where I didn't make the team. And it was a tough situation because, man, did I really want to be on those teams. And when I did, when I was finally on those teams, I felt like I was in the major leagues because you were representing your team. You had your name on the back of the jerseys. You went to tournaments. You hung out with friends. It was just a whole thing. And now, because of how much baseball I played and how much time I put into it from when I was 5 to 16 years old, I still believe that I can play 9 innings of baseball anytime, anywhere, any place. It's a weird thing about me. I'll play it in jeans. I'll play it in my bare feet. I'll play it in, without a glove, without a helmet. That's a bad idea. But yes, it's just in me now where I can hit a baseball. I can catch a baseball. I could throw a baseball. I could pitch. I could play any position because that's just the situation you are in when you want to play baseball that much when you were younger. That like kids would train themselves just so they can do well at Cooperstown, because there was teams that went to Cooperstown. That's where the Baseball Hall of Fame is, and they have a tournament there. I went there once for a baseball team. I did not do well there, but I went to Cooperstown, and that's what mattered to me. So the baseball glove, trauma, baseball glove. Yeah. I could play 9 innings anytime, anywhere. Wow, I did not want to go that route. But I did. People. It's about opening up on the podcast. It's about opening up. Next! A blue light. Oh, black light, excuse me. So I thought this would be really cool for the podcast. I thought it'd be really cool if I did a thing in the black light. Look at this thing. You want to film some wacky stuff with this. I learned this takes up so much that my lamp that I put it in, the cover literally started to melt and it started to smell like smoke in my room. So I can't use it. So it's a purchase that I made at a thrift store for nothing pretty much. So now I just have a black light. So if anyone wants a black light to see what's around in their room, you can have it. Yeah, this is just a random thing that I found. No real stories about this one. I don't want to do it. I kind of want to try in my room, but it's just going to show all like the goo and disgustingness of my room, all the germs that you don't see in your room. So that was something I wanted to try, but it just, it just didn't work out. It just did not work out. I did not like it in my lamp. It also didn't really create anything. I didn't see anything. Didn't see any, like, oh my God, what the hell is that on my wall? No crap like that. So, just a purchase that I made for $1.49 that really didn't do anything. So, life of, buying stuff at thrift stores, people. Next. A frisbee, disc golf frisbee that my friend made me. Shout out Cam McLaughlin for making this for me.
I should not have said his last name as well, but shout out Cam. The homie made this. He made it out of a Sharpie, and that is, as you could tell, a ChatGPT image of me, and I think it looks fantastic because it shows who I am and what I do. It's me doing stand-up comedy on a Frisbee. A lot of sports talk. This is something I do, Frisbee golf. I'm not good at actual golf, and I go to an area near me. It's Oak Ridge Park. And I play Frisbee golf there. It's a lot of patience. It's a lot of just figuring out what I need to do to, throw the good old Frisbee around right. White people sports. Am I right, people? Am I right? White people sports, baseball, and good old Frisbee golf. So, I like it because it's about patience. It teaches me about patience. It teaches me that I can't just throw the Frisbee and win. You can't just throw the Frisbee as hard as you can and win. You have to have some type of aim. You have to have some type of, gripping with it, figuring out how to throw the Frisbee. It's all about that. I used to go with my friend Jack, and we would use regular Frisbees, and people would look at us weird. So I bought a set of Frisbee golf stuff, and then my friend Cam figured out that I play Frisbee golf, and he does art like this, and he made me one that says Rob, and he also made me one that says The Rob Brown on it. So shout out to him for making this for me, and now I have it on my good old wall. I'll play with it sometimes, but I have it on my wall just to remind me of, my friendships, of who I am and what I do. So, good old me on a Frisbee. Look at that rhyme. Me on a Frisbee. Me on a Frisbee. Can you do that? No. I have a dog named Lily. Next. A rock. I got a rock. From Charlie Brown. This is a rock that I got on the first day of college. It is for Rider University. Rider University, people. Round of applause. It's where I got taught how to do this. Rider University, 1077 The Bronx. Yep. Give them a plug. They're going for the college radio station of the year for the Marconis, so good luck to them. I got nominated for that 3 times, and we came in second place like multiple times. But this is my true stomping grounds. I like my time at Westfield High School. I learned a lot in Westfield High School, but I learned a lot more about myself, who I am, what my vices are, because I did learn about my addictions there. And I learned how to party. I'll tell you that. I had some great parties at Rider University. But it was like my first time alone because I lived at my house. I never really stayed away from my family for longer than a weekend. So that first year, I really learned about being independent. The second year, I learned about how you need friends in this because I went through some weird times my sophomore year of college. Junior year, I learned about how to really have fun, how to make the best of it because that was a COVID year, a full year of being online. And then my senior year, I learned about the true responsibilities of what you want to do outside of school, meaning, do you want to make it? Do you really want to do something with your life? And that's what I did. I went full force into the radio station that year. I also recruited people because I was the recruitment chairman of my fraternity. Rush Theta Chi, baby! But I learned a lot about myself at Rider University. And those 4 years I would definitely do again. Meaning, Meaning I would love, like, relive it. You know, like, I'm not saying I want to go back to college. Hey, hear me out, Mom. Hear me out. Hear me out. I would say that those times were fun. I went for a major that is interesting, radio and podcasting. So all this stuff here, I learned how to do it there. How to get a job, that part, little tough. But the job market's crazy. I loved every single moment that I was at Ryder. I loved it. I was in a great fraternity around a great group of guys. I was at a great radio station. I called the radio station the football team of Ryder University because of how much we did. We put on huge events. We put on some great shows. I did some live broadcasts in so many different places. I had a lot of great opportunities there, and I wouldn't have gotten them if I didn't go to Ryder University. So, yes, there are moments where now I was like, oh, I should have done this. I should have done that. I should have taken this class. I should have done that. But the could, should have, would have is something I'm learning you can't really have in your vocabulary because it creates situations like this, you know, from baseball. Oh, I wish I coulda, shoulda, woulda, you know, these things, so many things I learned from Ryder the hard way because I was out there by myself and I put myself in the situations of, the hard way because, I got myself stuck at one moment. I spent a summer there and it was just fun, but also disastrous for myself. How do I sum this one up? I'll sum it up with this, actually. Next, the thing that I used all the time at Ryder University, a megaphone. Yeah. Hold on. Let's see if it works. Hello? Hello?
Hello? We'll do the microphone far away.
Hold on.
So I used to use the microphone all the time because I was called what was I called at Ryder University? The hype man for my fraternity. So it was a lot of stuff like this. This kind of sounds like a phone call. Hi, this is Rob from college, and I just want to say I hope you're doing well. All the college buddies out there. If you watch the show, thank you so much. If you don't, you should definitely watch the show. It was just something that I would use all the time so then people would hear me. Also, I would also use a karaoke machine all the time as well. So I think I would love to use this during the show.
Something fun that I used to do all the time. And I love how I say it was fun, but the people, my neighbors, definitely hated it. I just always wanted to bring some type of fun to my fraternity. And because I grew up Theta Chi, first things first. 1, 2, Theta Chi, 3, 4, till we die. I remember the creed still. I believe in Theta Chi, its traditions and its ideals. Born of sturdy manhood, nurtured by resolute men, and noble by a high sacred purpose. It's taken its place amongst the educational institutions of America as a promoter of knowledge, an advancer of culture, and a builder of character. It inspires true friendship, teaches truth, temperance, and tolerance, extols virtue, exacts harmony, and extends a helping hand to all who seek it. I believe in the primacy of alma mater and the usefulness of my fraternity, and its influence and its accomplishments, and I shall do all in my power to perpetuate its ideals, thereby serving my God, my country, and my fellow man. I remembered that. But I watched Animal House when I was younger at 14 because I knew that it was a big comedy movie. John Belushi's in it, but I loved the camaraderie that they had around each other about how they're at school and they're
on a small campus because it was filmed I think it was filmed at University of Oregon, but like around the area. And to me, I wanted my experience to be that. I wanted to be in an area where I just had fun. You know, I wanted to have fun. I heard about the stories of what my sister was doing at school, and I wanted to have an experience like that. And boy, did I. I'll tell you that. Boy, did I have an experience at that fraternity. Woo! Woo, baby! Woo, yeah! Case races, stealing signs. I won't say anyone who was in the fraternity so then we don't get in trouble. Parties to the point where police were showing up. Oh my God. I remember there was one time, this girl, I gave a huge speech my sophomore year at a party. I also gave a huge speech at another one. That was a big thing of mine. I love doing, as you can tell, I love motivating people. And I'll tell the one speech that happened when I was really drunk and my friends were panicking about something. So we're at a mixer, and a mixer is when you have an event with a sorority, and it's all about bonding with each other. Oh my God, you know, you're so cool. Oh, thanks, you're so cool. La 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 la. And we were doing a costume one, like a Halloween costume party, and there was a area where it was a sunroom, and the sunroom was for beer pong. And a kid that I am friends with, who I won't say his name, put his hand through one of the glass while he was leaning on it. So imagine he's leaning on the glass, and it was thin glass, and he put his hand through it. So now there's a hole in the sunroom, and they were already not on good terms with their landlord. So a kid came down, was pissed, shut down the entire thing. The girls were upset. They left. It was a good, just a good overall party that we were having. And instead of being upset about it, I said to them, I got on top of a table and I started talking to them, which I didn't know was a half hour. But the part that I remembered from my drunken speech was, I know this sucks right now. I know that it sucks that this situation happened, that, Glass, the landlord, blah, blah, blah. But this is something that we are going to remember as a crew. These are stories that we will always remember as a crew, that we will come back to each other and say, hey, remember when that happened? Do you remember when that happened? Because that's what happens a lot when you are now seeing each other. I see them and it's, oh, do you remember when you broke your nose when you ran to a Jeep? Yes, that is what happened. I shotgunned a Four Loko. Sorry, Mom. I shotgunned a Four Loko before going to a party, and they said, race you there! And we're all running to the Jeep, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in first place! Take that! Bang! And I hit the back of the Jeep, and I break my nose. I didn't know that it was broken, and blood starts dripping down my face. And I'm wiping it on my face because I don't know that I'm bleeding. So I'm like, nah, don't worry, I'll be good. Don't worry, this happens all the time. I've hit my face before. And I keep wiping my face. And we finally get to the party and everyone's like, holy shit, what the hell did you do? And I said, I hit my nose, and they had me wash my face because I was covered in blood and drunk. But that's just one of the things that happened. It's those types of memories where you're like, oh my God, we did this event and this happened. That was always a situation. We're here, but then this happened. This girl got upset because this guy hooked up with this girl, or, something like that. And
that's why I will always say that I will always love my time that I did at Ryder, because it was just once in a lifetime that I'll never really feel again, because I really can't party that way anymore. I was a party hardy type of guy. I really went until all night. We used to do that all the time. During the COVID year, my junior year, we used to have parties that went the entire night. And I used to call it bringing people to the deep waters. So that, my friends, was what's in the bag. Have you ever wanted to see a live podcast in person? Hey, it's me, R.O.B., Rob Brown, spelled like the color, and I'm bringing my podcast to Fat Moose Comics. It's going to be at 53 Parsippany Road in Whippany at 2 p.m. on August 23rd. It is going to be a fantastic show. It's going to be me doing a live podcast, doing some skits, and also questions at the end. Feel free to come out. It's going to be a fantastic time. I'm going to bring the entertainment, and you bring the fun. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been real, it's been fun, and I hope to see you at this one. Peace. I'm trying something new, and what I'm trying is I had ChatGPT. Yes, I know, I used ChatGPT to bring up Would You Rather? It's some questions that I said, hey, bring me some would you rather questions that I want to bring to the show, and tell me, what should I do? Would you rather? Thank you, crowd. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so I have 7 questions. 7 questions that I may or may not get to, but I'm going to answer them. So here, let me take down my glasses so that I can see them. Would you rather have to sing everything you say or dance everywhere you go? So that's actually a tough question, because those are 2 things that I do already. Yeah. That was a weird dance move. White people dancing. Here, let's get some white people dance. Yeah. Yeah, I'm dancing like Elaine. Yeah, do you know that show Seinfeld? Yeah. 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 Oh yeah. All right, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. I would rather dance everywhere I go, because how hilarious would that be if I'm like, such a sad occasion that we're here today, guys. This is the funeral of so-and-so. So upset that we're here. Pump up the jam. Yeah. I think that would be hilarious, because you got to have some type of comic relief at things, which I've learned. My family is the comic relief at funerals. What a crazy coincidence, am I right? I'm sorry. A lot of people, shout out to all the people who have died, and we have made their funerals fun. We have! All right? Look, I know you're supposed to be sad at these situations, but you gotta lighten the mood somehow, some way. Ugh. This is a stand-up question. Would you rather bomb in front of 5 people or bomb in front of 5,000 people? I'll take I'd rather bomb in front of 5 people. And, because I've done it before. I've bombed in front of 5 people. I've bombed in front of 2 people. Because, like, the 2 people already went on stage and were tired. You know? That's the thing that happens in open mics, where, not as many people come to the situation of the open mic. They go to another one, or it's just not a busy night. Maybe it's raining. People don't go to open mics because it's raining. Or I went to an open mic once because it was snowing and no one was at the open mic, and I still went up and kind of bombed because no one was there. So I would rather bomb in front of 5 people, because then it gives me a situation of, well, this happened, but I practiced, I practiced. Would you rather perform at 8 a.m. or 2 a.m. every night? 2 a.m.'s tough, because 2 a.m. is where everyone is drunk. I've done it before. I actually used to perform in front of my friends in college with my karaoke machine. So I would rather perform at 2 a.m. every night. 8 a.m. is pretty tough because no one's going to be paying attention. 2 a.m., I feel like it's going to be more of a rowdy, crowd where it's just drunk people just, like they're, sorry. I know I'm doing a lot of weird dog noises this episode, but why not? Why not? 2 a.m. I would rather perform at 2 a.m. Would you rather interview your dream guest, but they only answer yes or no, or interview someone you don't know who turns out to be hilarious? I would interview... I don't even know who would be my number one person I would perform, interview. Because there's so many people out there. I mean, that would be hilarious if Dave Chappelle was only doing yes, no, yes, no. Shane Gillis, yes or no. Jimmy Fallon, yes or no. Who else? Barack Obama. Let me be clear. I would want him to say that at least once. Let me be clear. I only did this event because Michelle said that you read her book. I did. I read Michelle Obama's book in college. It's a good book, okay? Becoming Michelle Obama. Did not know that she went to all of those. She went to a lot of good colleges. I'll tell you that. Princeton University. I was like, what? Yo, you went to Princeton? Good for you, honey. Damn. So I would do the yes or no, because I would have fun with it. I would have them answer. I would be like, is your favorite color teal? Just like in fucking Peacemaker. Oh, we dropped a bomb. So, would you rather erase your biggest embarrassment or relive your happiest day? That's tough. Because I have a lot of big embarrassments. What's a big embarrassment that I've done? Big embarrassment. I mean, I flubbed a girl's name on a live broadcast, and she was the winner of something. So I would erase that. I would erase because her last name was so complicated, and I'm dyslexic. And I was like, ladies and gentlemen, the winner is... And my general manager was like, you need to read the people's names so badly because that was bad. And I was like, yeah, I know that was bad. Because the happiest day, you can always have another happiest day of your life just by creating it that day. Just think about it. There's always going to be a better day, not to be like Annie. Tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow. And I say that because, I don't know, I've had a lot of happiest days in my life, running at Penn Relays, my, junior year, so many different situations, so many. Graduation of high school, graduation of college, stuff that I did in college, being like, this is the best day ever. Yeah. So many of those. So that's a tough one. So I'd rather erase flubbing that girl's name because it was a really hard name and a lot of, I forget what race she was. And it was I just couldn't do it. And not enough not enough A-E-I-O-U's, not enough vowels. So I just flubbed the shit out of it. Oh man, we dropped another bomb. So I would definitely erase that. Would I rather host the Oscars or the Super Bowl halftime show? I don't think I would pull off a good Super Bowl halftime show. I mean, I could perform. It's just I'm not going to perform what people want at the Super Bowl halftime show. So, I'd rather host the Oscars. I would love to host the Oscars and have Will Smith smack the shit out of me. Oh man, would that be great? I would love to be like a Ricky Gervais and just ruin the Oscars. This is, oh my God, would it be so good? Because it's just filled with a room of people who are just, why are you so hyper focused about this award that doesn't mean anything? You know, I'd wear a tuxedo. I'd look all fresh and nice. Maybe some sunglasses as well. Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, I'd burp at the Oscars too. We're at the Oscars. Excuse me. That is so bad. But, you know, oh my God, another voice crack. I'd do that at the Oscars too. Welcome to the Oscars. I'm your host, Rob Brown. I think that'd be really cool. You know, a lot of inspirational people in my life hosted the Oscars. I mean, they let Seth MacFarlane host the Oscars. Come on. The guy who created Family Guy, and he had like a stint where he was like, no, I'm a real comedian. No, you're not. You write cartoons for a living. And he doesn't even write for Family Guy anymore. He just voices it. That's all I'm saying. Billy Crystal hosted it 8 times. Chris Rock. Who else? Who else hosted it? I think Jimmy Kimmel hosted it once. So, but Jimmy Kimmel isn't really an inspiration of mine. No. But a lot of people have hosted the Oscars who I am really inspired by. So that would be a really cool thing to host the Oscars. To host any type of award show would be really cool. ESPYs, the Golden Globes, Oscars, the Nick's Kids Choice Awards. Come on, man. Come on. Like, Jack Black hosted it 3 times. How fucking sick with that? Oh, man, we dropped another bomb. I loved the Kids Choice Awards when I was a child. I'm not saying now, because I don't watch it now, but because that would be weird. But this is the last question. Last question. Would you rather have unlimited money for food or for unlimited travel? See, for the unlimited travel, I would do the unlimited travel because I want to travel so badly. I love when I go to different places. I've gone to Las Vegas. I've talked about that. I've gone to Chicago. I've talked about that. I've gone to Maryland. I even liked when I went to Maryland. I'm in Maryland. That's what I was saying. Damn, I'm in Maryland. New York, Philly, I loved when I went to Philly. Florida. I want to go to California to go visit some friends. I want to go back to Vegas. I want to go back to Chicago. I would love to travel the country. That's one of the reasons why I want to be... That didn't work. If you saw that. It's one of the reasons why I do comedy, because I want to travel the world. I would rather pick that. Yeah. So I'd rather travel the world because I don't like being stuck in New Jersey. I don't. I don't like being stuck in New Jersey. It's not great. It's great in moments. But just, not great. Not great. I don't want to stay here for the rest of my life, is what I'm saying. So that was Would You Rather. Well, that's the end of the podcast. Just want to say thank you so much for listening and getting this far. Shout out to you. Remember to give this video a like, a subscribe. If you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Music, remember, or Apple Podcasts. I almost said Apple Playlist even as well. Give it a download, give it a like, give us a follow. It will mean a lot to me. And if you are in the area, we're doing a free show, people. It's going to be a free show at the Fat Moose Comics. It's going to be 2 p.m. on August 23rd. It's going to be a fun time. I hope to see you there. And remember, it's been real.
It's been fun, and I hope to see you in the next one.